Okay, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about creating an additional income stream with doTERRA within your salon or spa business. So if you are a salon or spa professional, this is perfect for you to learn. Maybe you are already working with doTERRA and you would like to help those that are in the spa or salon industry open their minds to this opportunity, this option. And so this will be a really great informational and training for you as well. So I'm going to give you a little background. My name is Tanya Cotterell. I have been with doTERRA for 12 years. I'm currently a Blue Diamond wellness advocate leader. So I do a lot of business training and coaching with my team and within our company. But my previous career was in the salon and spa industry. I was a hairdresser. I was a makeup artist and I was a salon owner. And doTERRA came into my life as a bit of a surprise, and it turned out to be the perfect thing to add into the business I was doing already. And it expanded my income and changed my life in a lot of ways. But I'll get into my backstory in a little bit. I'm going to screen share here with you. So bear with me. I'm going to get these slides up so you have some visual aids. Okay, so here we go. This topic has been, well, let's just say this training video has been a long time in the making. I've had so many people ask me over the years because they know my background. Could you train us on how to launch a doTERRA income stream within this type of a brick and mortar business, a salon or a spa? And I say yes, but it has been on the back burner. And so I'm finally putting it on video so I can share this with more people, because this is what I did. These are sort of my inside secrets and tips. And this is what I have trained certain people within my doTERRA team, business team that are connected to this industry. I've trained them this way. And so I'm happy to bring this to anyone and everyone who would like this. Feel free to share this video with anyone that it could help. So let's just move right into this. So this is my story. So I went to cosmetology school in 1997. So I'm going to age myself a little bit. And like I said, I was focused on hair and makeup primarily. However, I was licensed as an esthetician and as a nail tech, did a little bit of that in my early years, but ended up moving in 2010 into owning my own salon. And I made the decision to focus on organic, clean ingredients. And I had what I called a natural or organic salon, and I also referred to it as a clean air salon. And so my primary focus clientele-wise were people who were looking to avoid toxins in their life. And the reason I did this, I had two reasons. One is because I saw no one else was doing it, and I saw such a need, a consumer need, because people were wanting more natural options in all areas of their lives. And the second reason was because I wanted to protect my own health, and I had watched several colleagues of mine go through major health crisis problems with being exposed to chemicals, years and years of chemical exposure. And so I wanted to reduce that in my own life. And so I opened my own salon in 2010, and I developed really high standards for the products I used, and even color. I primarily did cutting, color, haircuts, color, and I did a more natural version of color. And I focused on hair and makeup design for weddings, formal type events. So that was really what I was spending my time focusing on. Well, a friend of mine introduced me to doTERRA essential oils. And if you've been in the spa industry for a while, you've been around some essential oils on some level. I had as well. I had been introduced to a few other brands of essential oils over the years, way back even in cosmetology school, but I had never experienced therapeutic benefits. And now I understand it's because I hadn't experienced essential oils at the purity level that doTERRA essential oils are. And so I thought they were nice. They smelled good. I knew some could kind of help you relax, and some might make you feel certain moods, but I didn't know much beyond that until I was introduced to doTERRA, and I realized that they can be used therapeutically for your health in some very powerful ways. So I'm going to save my health story for another time, but let's just say I experienced some pretty profound health benefits, like radical benefits immediately when I tried them. And my mind started to think, well, if these are helping me and my children and my family so well, other people need to have these. And so my first thought was, I'd like to have these essential oils in my salon for my clients. And in my mind, I was in a service and retail mindset. That was my business. That's how I had been trained. And you're probably the same. So what I mean by that is I traded hours for time in service. If I wasn't standing behind the chair, I wasn't making money. I did have the benefit of someone's under the dryer, I could go get something else done, work on my bookkeeping or something, but I didn't have true time flexibility or freedom. Time was money. And my problem was I had 4 little kids. I was working a lot of evenings and weekends to trade off when my husband could be with my kids. And I was maxed out. I was actually working just part-time because I was a mom at that time, and we really could use more income, but I didn't have more hours to give. And so I had hit a ceiling. Can you relate to that? Have you ever hit a ceiling on your appointment book? In order to make more money, you need to work more hours. I was also experiencing a lot of physical fatigue. Now, I was only in my mid-30s at the time, but I was getting a lot of leg pain and a lot of fatigue. And I was concerned about that. And again, I had watched colleagues go through carpal tunnel problems, have back problems. I knew that this industry would put wear and tear on my body. I didn't dislike the work I was in. I'm a creative. My background in college was in painting and art. And so I liked the creative aspect. I liked working with people, but the physical exhaustion was getting to me. And so I couldn't expand my income that way. The only way I understood to expand my income was through selling retail products. And I actually was not very good at that. I had considered myself just not great at selling retail. I had my retail shelves. When I was an employee in a salon earlier in my career, that was my only negative feedback from my employers. They would say, you have great reputation with your clients, you do really great work, but you could increase your retail sales. Of course, that would increase their income if I did that. And I just wasn't great at it. I'd never been trained in sales. And I worried about the high price point sometimes with my clients, and it would get in my head. And I just was, I sold some, but I wasn't great at it. But that was my mindset. That's the only thing I knew to do was sell it. So I thought, well, maybe I should bring doTERRA essential oils into my salon. They would be a perfect fit because of their purity standards, their unadulterated standards. They don't have any toxins in them. This fits my natural clientele. And so I did that. But I learned pretty quickly that there wasn't much money to be made in selling retail with a company like doTERRA essential oils. I thankfully had a different model demonstrated to me by my friend who was a doTERRA wellness advocate who introduced me to doTERRA, and I had a mindset shift. And I'm so grateful that my mind shifted in this way. I'm also a strategic person, so my strategy shifted. And I'm going to go through that with you today. So what I did, this is what I want you to know right out the gate. I did not make my doTERRA income or grow in my position in the company in doTERRA through selling bottles of oil off of the shelf in my salon. I did not, or any products for that matter. I shifted into introducing people to wellness tools. And what I did is, instead of selling bottles of oils, I gave them oil experiences and product experiences in my salon. And I introduced them to the idea of bringing natural essential oils and essential oil products into their life to address their health issues. And I sold them wholesale memberships. Okay. Now, wholesale memberships are so easy for people to get now. When I first started, they had a membership fee and there was a lot to it, but still it was worth it for people because they could shop at wholesale. Now, the beauty of this is they could shop from home, and anytime they logged in with their membership and ordered, I would get paid commission. And so this started to get my gears rolling. I don't have to have someone in my salon with an appointment and looking at the product shelf to sell to them. And by the way, you know what the markup is in a salon or a spa. You're getting access to wholesale prices through companies that sell professional products. And then you're doubling that wholesale cost. So you're making that markup, you're doubling the price. So if you buy a bottle of shampoo for $15 from your wholesaler company, you're going to turn around and put a price tag on that bottle of shampoo on your shelf for $30. And so you are going to make that 100% markup, right? You're going to mark it up that much, and you're going to make a profit of $15 when you sell it, if you sell it before it expires. So there's always a little bit of risk there. And there's some risk because you have to purchase your overhead. You know, you have to guess what you're going to be able to sell so you can stock your shelves and purchase it. And then it's up to you to sell it or get stuck with it. So really your profit margin, it isn't really that full markup because you're always going to eat some of it that doesn't sell, right? Or you're going to have to discount it and clearance it out. And that's how the retail model works. Well, with a direct selling company like doTERRA, I wasn't going to, the markup was a 25% markup. Okay. So the profit margin on retail wasn't what I was used to. And so I realized right out the gate, that's not going to be a huge moneymaker for me. But the income stream came when I realized gaining a lot of wholesale customers who are ordering from home. I'm not stocking my shelves. The company is direct drop shipping it to them, and I'm making a profit. It might be a smaller profit percentage, but it's on a larger pool of consumers, and it can duplicate and grow. And I'm going to show you that. I might be losing you here, but I'm going to show you that. And so I flipped my business model from retail shelf sales to my salon became a place where I was making connections with people and letting them have some experiences with products. And I was inviting them to learn more through various methods that I will get into today. And that was leading them into being empowered to bring these tools into their own home through their own wholesale account. And I was being paid by the company, not by my clients or customers. And it worked beautifully. So let's go right into this, and I will show you a few different ways you can generate increased income and exposure and education to your clients through your salon or spa setting. So the first thing, and a lot of people think about this, and this is something you can do, but I want you to expand your mind beyond this. So this is enhanced services. Now, when someone asks me, how do I bring doTERRA into my spa? Usually this is what they're looking for. Give me a list of spa services with recipes and protocols with essential oils that I can do. And that's something that can be done. I'm not going to teach you that here today because it's easy. You can Google this and find a million ideas, or talk to your wellness advocate and get a million ideas, or experiment yourself and get a million ideas. There's so many ways to do this. It's really not hard. You just have to decide on some things. But let me give you a couple examples just so that you know what I'm talking about. I put Spanish sage up here because, and this is a newer oil. It's just been out for a year or two, and I love it. This one goes on my body in the shower every day, and it smells like a spa. It is invigorating. It's kind of eucalyptus. I just love it. So I had to put it on here because if I think of spa oils, that's one of my top oils. Aroma Touch is a blend. I put that on the right. That is the massage blend. So a massage, Aroma Touch, you're going to want to use that. That's going to be one that you want to bring into your salon for sure, your spa. You can add a lot of different essential oils into products you're using in your business. For example, here's just a simple sugar scrub, and someone's doing some lavender, lemongrass. You look up the properties of the oils, get a good reference book. I like Modern Essentials or Oil Life book. And you're going to be able to identify different oils to put in there. There's ebooks, there's so much. You will be able to find recipes, protocols. You can't really mess it up as long as you're diluting enough if it's a hotter oil, and basic education that your wellness advocate, whoever introduced you, can help you with that. So in my salon services, I was doing mostly hair in my salon. I always did a neck and shoulder massage and a scalp massage, and my license covered me to do that at the shampoo bowl. That was something I was trained in. in the luxury salon that I was first trained in early in my career. And so simply adding peppermint to that neck and scalp massage very much enhanced that enjoyable experience for my clients, and it would invigorate them and wake them up. I would always ask them, do you have a headache right now? And if they did, that peppermint would really help, or I might use something like Pastance or Deep Blue and add that in on the temples. So very simple, a drop or two on my hands doing that service was just a way to enhance that service. Pedicures and manicures, when you're doing a massage, you're going to want to use something in the mints, in the eucalyptus, the aroma touch, wonderful for foot soaks. You can use oils for foot soaks that help with detoxification. Of course, we have so many oils that are helpful for inflammatory response, pain, orthopedic usage, muscle tension. That's so good in any kind of massage service. And then, of course, there are oils that are wonderful for skincare, like rose, frankincense, yarrow palm. Wonderful oils and products, essential oil-based products that you can use as well. So explore that. There are a lot of things you can do just as a free, something that you're just adding to enhance the experience of your clients, or you can do upgrades and give them menus of things they can upgrade by adding essential oils to their massage. There are specific protocols and techniques you can use. For example, you can be trained by dōTERRA in something called the aroma touch technique, which is done on a massage table. It is not a deep tissue massage. It's something a lot of people do, even if you're not a massage therapist. You can teach people to do this in their own homes. It's a light touch protocol where you're using several oils in a specific order, in a specific pattern that is designed to bring the body into homeostasis. That is a wonderful service. You can even, if you are licensed, you could add that as a licensed massage therapy service that people could pay for and do. So I'm going to move on past this, but put a bookmark here and go back to brainstorming and get someone to brainstorm with, because I'm sure you will come up with many, many things that you can add in, and your spa and salon experience is going to be fabulous. By the way, lavender after waxing will settle the skin down. That is a really good one. Okay, we're going to move on. Experiences. This is what I want to really stress. Your goal would be to create essential oil experiences within your brick and mortar business. And these might be free experiences they're having, or they might be paid experiences they're having, but these experiences will expose them to the product, and the product honestly sells itself. Our essential oils at dōTERRA are easy to sell because people love them when they experience them. They are powerful. They are powerful. They will notice things happening in their body when they even smell them or use them. And if you also have literature and information, or you're using your own mouth to educate people on them, it opens up their mind to what they can do and what wellness problems for, you know, their own life or their household, their families, problems they can solve. Now, in the just business in general, if you are in business, sales, marketing, you know this general rule. When you can solve problems for people, you can make money. So remember that anytime you're trying to increase income or sell something, what problems are you helping people solve? Always, people will pay money to have their problems solved. So here's a couple ideas of how you can add experiences into your salon or spa. These are things that served me very well in my business. Testers. I switched from having bottles of oils with price tags for sale for retail on my shelf to those same oils with a sticker on them that said tester. Just like if you were going to go to the Macy's makeup counter or perfume counter, it's testers, right? Now, you want to keep these in a place that are visible, because it's sad to say, but they're easy to pocket and people will steal them, unfortunately. So you want to keep them where they're easy to see, and once in a while you're going to lose one. It just happens, but it's okay. You can, it's still worth doing. And so I would put the testers out, and you don't have to put every single essential oil out. You decide how many. You can start small and add to it. And this is, again, giving them an idea. And then when people will ask you, can I buy this? Now, I did keep a couple of emergency things on hand I could sell offhand, because sometimes people needed something for immune support quickly, or an injury, and they needed something for pain. So Deep Blue Rub, On Guard, those were the two that I did keep a few extras but I didn't advertise them for sale. Only when someone had an urgent need, I would sell them. People will say, well, can I just buy this? And they'll be a little confused. Can I just buy this? And you say, no, it drop ships to you from doTERRA. I don't stock the inventory here. That way you can get them at wholesale pricing and I can help you get an order placed. Okay. So you just have to educate your people. They're going to want them and they're going to want them at the cheaper price. So just the way you're using your language is, I would like you to get it at my wholesale cost, and it'll drop ship to you if you could just be a little patient. You know, and depending on where you live, it doesn't take that long to get your order. So think of it, instead of selling off your shelf, think of giving people an experience and then placing orders. Now, doTERRA has made this so great because if they order one thing, they get a free wholesale membership for a year. And so you don't have to worry about those membership fees like we used to. It's even easier. And you usually got your laptop right there. You're going to help them place the order right then and there. And then they're going to get a login and you're going to talk to them about when you want to order again. This is how you log in. Now, when that client comes in again, you're going to be able to keep circling back. So this is the beauty. This is the secret being in this industry. For just anyone out there who's a wellness advocate, we train people. You've really got to follow up and you've got to meet with them again. And it really helps to show them how to place orders. And that model works well. But the obstacle that we always are trying to overcome is getting in front of people, getting their time and their attention. The beauty about being in the salon industry or the spa industry is a lot of times your clientele is repeat clients. And so they're going to circle back around to you for their appointments. And they're going to be sitting in your chair and you're going to have that automatic time to educate them and follow up with them naturally, organically. And it's beautiful because you have that piece built in already. So a couple other, now this is a little secret. This worked so well for me in the salon chair. I had samples on my station and I took the labels off. So I put this picture here of 3 without labels. I had 4. And I made my own labels with a piece of tape and I just wrote 1, 2, 3, and 4 on them. And I did mood blends. I did balance, citrus bliss, serenity, and then I think I would do adaptive as your 4th. Okay. And this sat on my station and I had a little sign that said something like, you know, take the mood blend oil test or something. I don't remember what I said, something like that. And so people love quizzes and self-assessments. And so while I was doing their hair, I would say, they would ask about it. They would ask because it's just right there. And I say, oh, that's so fun. It tells us a lot about our mental health and our emotional health and how our brain is working. And so if you haven't learned this yet about essential oils, they affect the amygdala of the brain through the sense of smell. The olfactory is connected to the amygdala. The amygdala is part of the limbic brain. It's like the emotional cockpit of your brain. So when you smell an oil, you have a physiological effect in the brain for your emotional and mental health and your mood. And generally, if it's one that is supportive and helpful to your mood, your brain is going to tell you you like the smell of it. Now, that's not the case if they need an oil for a health issue and they don't like the smell, but that oil helps with that health issue, then it doesn't matter if they like the smell. But for mood and emotions, it does matter. And people love assessing this. And so I would say, okay, take the blind test, smell all 4, which one do you love the most? And then I would reveal to them which one it is and what that does for their mood. And it really gets them thinking, everyone wants mood and emotional mental health. And they're like, could this help my kids? Could it, you know? Even you're having conversations with your clients, sometimes for an hour or more, you know how it goes. If you're in this industry, they tell you all the problems. And my kid is struggling with focus at school or behavior, or my husband has this health issue, or I'm having this health issue. You have an automatic audience right then and there. The other thing I kept at my station and at my dryer station was an oil reference book. And I would often put it in their hands. If we had a conversation about essential oils and they're asking and they're curious, I would say, here's the book while you're sitting here, or while I'm cutting your hair. This is how you do it. You can look up a health ailment, like a dictionary, and it'll tell you what oils it recommends. Oh my goodness, this gets the conversation going. So what this is becoming is a one-on-one consult appointment, like we like all of our wellness advocates, which are distributors in our company, are working to gain appointments with people to have these consultations so they can educate them. You already have them sitting there. They're curious. You just cut their hair and talk to them. Well, you are, and you let that book and you let those oils sell themselves. Okay. And then you're helping them get them at your wholesale price. Boom, income coming into you. Hospitality, that's a general category that I just want to say is really another nice way to give them an oil experience. And this means like I would have a menu of oils that are great to put in their drinking water or their coffee or their tea. This is unique to doTERRA because of our purity. We can use most of them internally. And so I had a short menu and I would let them look at it. You know, when you're going through those hospitality motions, you're welcoming them in and you're saying, can I get you something to drink? Here's a little menu if you'd like. Some essential oils added into your beverage. Lemon, MetaPower, which is a metabolic balance. And some people are really intrigued by that. I mean, the minute they read that, they're like, there's something I can drink in my water that helps with my metabolic function. Educate them about MetaPower, show it to them, have a display somewhere. Why would I put lemon or a citrus oil in my drinking water? You could put in there for cellular detoxification, educate them about that, something for digestive, just a few is a really nice way to introduce them to internal usage of the essential oils, and it gets the conversation going. Okay. Again, giving them you could just put an oil on them, give them a quick little hand massage. AromaTouch has a mini protocol that's a quick hand massage. You can give that to them. Lavender on a hot towel, on their neck, at some point. Those kind of hospitality services. Of course, diffusing is huge. Have the diffuser going in the setting, and they're going to be asking about that as well. I would sometimes like to have a little chalkboard sign or a little dry erase that's cute, and then you write in the diffuser today, and you put what's in the diffuser and set a little display of those oils. It's an attention getter. I do that in my house. By the way, I don't own a salon anymore. After 10 months of growing my doTERRA income, I was making, well, I'm not even going to tell you how much more I was making because it's going to vary per person. And I was only working part-time in my salon, but I was making a lot more through my doTERRA income than my salon. And because I was having body pain, I exited out of that industry and I helped other people in the salon and spa industry and other industries and other people and just stay-at-home moms learn how to make income with doTERRA. So I'm no longer doing that, but I still do a lot of these concepts and teach other people how to do it. But where I was going with that is I have my diffuser in my living room and I put the oils I have in the diffuser in a little display. And so when people come to my house, they're asking and it introduces them because I give people oil experiences in my home too. Service upgrades, like we talked about before, adding oils into their services is another way for them to experience essential oils. What I want your mind to shift into is an industry expansion. You have been in the beauty and spa industry, and you can remain a robust beauty and spa industry professional, but you can also expand into the wellness industry, which is one of the largest industries in the world, when we're talking about consumer base. And so you can expand your income because you're expanding your industry. And wellness pairs really wonderfully with beauty and spas. So think of providing wellness resources and services in addition to beauty. Okay. And I know you may already be doing wellness if you are doing massage and spa, but expand that. So think of yourself as someone who does wellness consults. Now, in doTERRA, we do free wellness consults for people because that's how we sell our products. We serve them and help them solve problems in their health. We're not doctors. Most of us aren't, some of us are. We're not doctors. We're not pharmacists. We're not prescribing. We're not telling them what to do, but we are putting tools in their hands and resource books and protocols and things that they can then take and decide for themselves what they want to do. So we're empowering. That's why we're advocates. Okay. We're wellness advocates. So a consult is the way that we introduce people. Now, again, they're sitting in your chair, you're doing a consult with them unofficially while they're there. But maybe in a massage, some people aren't talking during their massage. You may not have the opportunity. Maybe you do. You may want to set up a consult appointment on your appointment books. Now, I realize time is money for you. And so doing a free service and taking it as time on your books might not sound profitable to you. I promise you though, if you're gaining customers that are going to keep reordering, it is profitable and it is worth doing. But if you have to integrate that with some kind of a paid service to justify it on your books, you can. Assessments. doTERRA is coming out with something called Power Me right now, which is a wellness assessment. This is a digital tool. You could even create something of your own, but I am really loving Power Me, to where they take a quiz, a self-assessment, and it's going to come to you. If they designate you as getting access to it, and then the software will spit out recommendations. You narrow them down to the top recommendations and you present them to them. Again, it's not you recommending, this is what the software said. This is a way to initiate an educational experience, a consultation through technology. Okay. Another technology you can use, so this doesn't come from doTERRA, but and you can ask your wellness advocate about that. There are some technology companies out there that do utilize doTERRA products in their software, and they are using electromagnetic uh, scanning on the hand. Think of it as it's like a biofeedback kind of technology that will do product recommendations. Some people use that, some people don't use that. It's just an interesting tool that I did not have when I was doing this in my salon, but I do know some people use that, and that can be a really interesting service to provide. But just basically consider yourself that a resource center, and you're making yourself known to your clientele and your community as a resource center for natural wellness, and it will expand your opportunity to grow income. Education and workshops, this is another category. So this is where it really came alive for me. I started teaching workshops. And the reason I did this was because I didn't have a lot of extra time, and this was a way I could educate a lot of people at the same time. Now, some people don't like to teach and don't like to talk to groups. I did small little workshops. My salon that I opened was small. My space was small, so I had to really limit how many people could sit in there. But I expanded, and I had some in my own home, in my living room, that could be a little bit larger. And then I started teaching them for other people in their homes. And I started teaching them for other salons and spas in their businesses. And I'll get into that in a minute. I started to find places in my community to teach them. So this expanded far beyond my salon business. It was my springboard. But then I just became a wellness resource for people in my community. And eventually I closed my salon, and I was just doing this, and my business grew and grew and grew. Okay. So think about this. Can you invite your clients to come in after hours for a little workshop? You can do this right inside your own salon or spa. Or could you do it somewhere else in the community, in your home? Could you invite people to do them in their homes and you come and teach? The other option is to do them virtually. And so about 6 months into working with doTERRA, I held my first virtual workshop. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so nervous. I think I used Google Hangouts back then. Now I use Zoom. This is just really convenient because you can spread beyond your geographical area. And we also, well, I will say many teams in doTERRA, ours included, we host virtual workshops that those on our team can invite people to. So check with your wellness advocate. And if you're enrolled with doTERRA, you'll have an upline. There may be workshops you can invite people to if you're not quite ready to teach your own there. So when you become an educator, again, you're jumping industries, you're expanding your industries. And I started to realize I would get so nervous selling a bottle of shampoo to someone, and I was not good at selling, but I was good at educating and resourcing people. And I became really good at selling, but I didn't, it's because I got out of my fear of it, because I tapped into something that felt really good to me, and that was educating people and teaching people. And one day I stepped back and went, whoa, I am good at sales. I had no idea. It's because I did it with a service posture through educating and empowering people, and it felt good to have them make those purchases because it was helping them. All right, so moving on, I want to talk to you. This is where it gets really good. Okay, so all of that is good, but this is where you really need to pay attention. Leveraged income. If you want to have expanded income. So like I said, my income was more than my salon. I closed my salon, and you may not want to close your salon. I understand that, but I did. And my income continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. And I created an incredible income that, to be honest, allowed my husband to get out of his business. It allowed us to have time freedom, travel. It expanded what we were able to do as a family. We traveled the United States for twice in an RV with our kids to show them the country. It's just provided a lot of opportunity because I got out of this, what's called bucket hauling income, where my hours, my time was traded for income and I was maximized. I took the ceiling off of that. The glass ceiling was gone. I learned how to leverage it, and I can keep expanding it and expanding it. Okay. So what do I mean by that? You're going to go beyond your brick and mortar. You want income to be flowing into your business from outside your brick and mortar business. So you don't have to have a client walk in and get a service or buy a product from your shelf to make money. I'll tell you how in a second. You want to implement a duplication model, which is possible with a company like dōTERRA with a compensation plan like theirs that's so good. And then you want to market within the spa industry to other spa and salon professionals. Okay. Track with me here. This is where it gets really big, and it blew my mind. And when I would go, let me tell you this. One time, a couple years into my business, I decided to experiment, and I was nervous about this, but I adopted a little rule of thumb to just do things scared. You know, I might be feeling scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so I went to, well, it was actually my upline, and we went to a neighboring city. I mean, we felt like it's safer in another city. People don't know this here. And we decided to practice cold calling. We're just going to walk into some salons because that's the industry I knew. And I'm going to introduce them to dōTERRA and just see and share my story. And the first one I walked into, I was so nervous. And she was like, the owner was super interested to tell me more about this. And I was able to say, listen, I was a salon owner myself. This was the best business move I ever made. And she's like, I am listening. And when I told her, you are not going to just sell to your clients. Okay, you're going to sell to your clients. You're going to sell these products to your clients. You're going to incorporate them into your services. But here's where it really grows. You're going to sell this same model to the salon down the street, and the salon down the street, and the salon in the neighboring town, and the spa in another state. You're going to sell within your own industry. You're going to say, look what I'm doing. Look how I'm generating another stream of income in my business. I don't know anyone in this industry that isn't looking for additional income streams, because we're all battling that same time money conundrum. And I was like, so stop thinking of this salon down the street as your competition and start thinking them as your market. You're going to market to them, because then when they're selling essential oils to their clients, you're getting paid on it, because that's how our model works. And when they go and talk to another person in the industry, another massage therapist or salon professional, and they teach them that model, you're getting paid multiple layers down. She goes, you have just blown my mind. And she did it. And we helped her with her first classes, and she did duplicate that. That's just one example. So because it can keep duplicating, you have limitless growth. And that's what I mean by leveraged income. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you a model. Now I apologize for the black graphic here. It was supposed to be white. I designed all my slides in Canva, and they were having some technical issues today, and I could not get it to download the way I designed it. And so I just decided to go with it. So you can't read the text very well, but I'll read it to you. So I'm not going to do a training on compensation plan and structuring within the dōTERRA model today, because that's not the purpose. There are trainings for that. Work with your upline to get that training. But for just simplicity, we operate on a model of 3 legs, building 3 legs, doing everything in threes, structure-wise. This is your downline. And so if this goes over your head, it's okay. It'll make sense as you get going. and you understand the compensation plan. But if you have been with doTERRA, maybe you've heard this, it might click, but bookmark this. If you don't totally get this right now, bookmark it, work with your upline. They'll help explain it. It's a really brilliant model. I wish I would have known this when I first started. I didn't. I developed this layer and it works so great. And also it works in other industries like chiropractor clinics. And you can merge those into your organization as well. So put yourself at the top. You're the salon owner. Say you own a salon. You're going to build 3 legs. You need 3 wellness advocates. Those are distributors. You designate one person to be what I'm calling your in-house wellness advocate. This could work really well if it's an employee that's a receptionist who's helping people with their retail sales. And you're like, would you help her get set up with a doTERRA order? These are the ones we talked about. And you train that person. They have their own wellness advocate account. She can actually make commission and you by helping with that process. And so you can set it up one of 2 ways. You can have, I say she or he, you can have that person be the enroller of those clients and they make the most commission and you're making half the commission if they want to be a wellness advocate that builds their own organization. Or if they're not really committed to that piece, a lot of people prefer, they're my employee, they help close the sale and get the order processed. I'm the enroller, they're the sponsor. So those clients are being placed under that person. There's going to be some long-term benefit for them. They don't get the immediate commission, but they can get commission through other parts of the comp plan. I know this is complicated, but I'm not going to explain all of that. It just works well. And you get the main commission. And so there's a tag team benefit there, but they're helping you because you're busy doing your services. They're helping you get them in and you're putting your clientele, anybody that's coming from your clientele, under that in-house wellness advocate. Now if they want to actually build and rank up in doTERRA, they go find their own wellness advocates and they duplicate that process as well. And they build their own structure. If not, you're going to just have them kind of be an in-between person that has some benefit and you're going to build a structure under them. That gets a little complicated. There's multiple ways to do that. Your upline can help you. But here's the beauty of this plan. Aside from that, your other 2 legs, you're going to go find other salons and spas that want to do the same thing. Pop, pop. You're going to put them right there. 2 of them. They apprentice with you. All you do is you teach them what you're doing. And you can have your upline help. This is what I'm doing. These are some services I'm doing. This is how I'm introducing my clients. And this is how I'm structuring it. You can do the same. Let's do it together. This is duplication. This is multiplication. So let's take this a level deeper. So let's just say that one in the middle, that's business owner number 1. So down the street, that salon or that massage therapist or someone in another state that you met at a salon convention, whatever, they're going to do the same model. So you can't see it because of the text coloring here, but on the left, they've got their in-house wellness advocate there. They're putting all their brick and mortar business clients under that leg. And then they have 2 legs. What are those? Other salon and spa business owners there. No, they don't have to be. If you find your aunt or your cousin or your neighbor wants to build a business, you can put them in there too. That's how we build, that's how anybody builds this as a business. But in your industry, if you want to maximize your connections in that industry and they're going to trust you, you have the know, like, trust factor because you're in the industry and you just go on an inside secret. This is how I'm creating another stream of income for my business. Here's the model. They go find 2. They duplicate it again. So now you have each leg is duplicating out. Each leg is going and getting 2 more people, 2 more businesses within the industry to duplicate this out. And it can just snowball really easily. And pretty soon you've got salons and spas all over the world on your downline, and you're making bonuses from doTERRA. You're making a nice, what's called a unilevel paycheck, because you're widening and deepening your organization. And the deeper it goes, the higher the percentage you make in your commissions. So it's really brilliant. And of course you could expand. You could go, well, you know what? I would like to talk to my chiropractor and they can use the same model. You put them in there somewhere. You don't have to stop with 2 because you can place within those legs and keep adding to it. This model can get you in the ranks of doTERRA all the way up to platinum level. The average income for a platinum in doTERRA is around 10,000. Now a month. Now a new platinum is going to come in lower, but the longer that you are a platinum, the more you fill that out, you're going to hit that average in general. And a lot of people go above that until they grow into the next level. So diamond is the next, and there's 4 legs for a diamond. So you get this really solid, you get yourself up to platinum, go find a third salon or spa, plop them on there and duplicate that with 1 more leg, and you can go up to diamond. And the average income for a diamond is, I want to say 17 or 18,000 a month. Okay. You add a 5th, you go up to blue diamond. That's the level that I'm at. You go add a 6th and you get everybody to rank up, and you could go to presidential diamond. So watch a compensation plan video to understand how this works in detail. But I just wanted to paint a picture for you on that model because it's such a beautiful strategy that can really unlock this kind of income growth. Oh, there we go. 1 more level deeper. Just imagine, you can keep going and going and going. There's no stopping point. You go as far as you want to. So I'm going to end with just reminding you, you have options, because as I've worked with people, some people, they don't want to leave their salon or spa career. And hey, I'm all for it. If you want to stay in it and you love it, that's great. For me, I just didn't know if I physically would be able to do it forever. And I didn't know that I wanted to. It was tying me down a lot. And so I did want an exit plan, or maybe you want to cut back on your hours. Or maybe let's just start on the left here. Maybe you're not interested in really going big with this, but you would love to increase your client experience, maybe add some services, add some upgrades, and just give a little bump, just a little bump to the revenue that's already coming in. Or maybe you're in the middle there where you're like, I want to keep growing my salon or my spa. I don't want to stop working in that business, but I understand the benefit of diverse income streams, financial diversity. I would like to grow multiple streams of income. And maybe you've thought, could I start another business? Could I get an Airbnb? Could I, invest in something? But it all takes a lot of capital. And you don't have that liquid capital to invest. Well, doTERRA is a great way because you don't have to invest hardly anything at all. You can just start educating people, like you have a few products to show and you're good to go. But you can generate a lot if you stay the course and stay committed to it, and you share and educate people and you start getting income. What we really teach on our team is utilizing that income to invest in other things, financially. And you talk to a financial planner about that, but it's a really great, it's a really good revenue vehicle as an asset that you can then tip over into other ways of growing your financial portfolio. So if you're interested in that, you can think about doTERRA as just this added stream of income into your business, into your financial portfolio that's going to help you be more diverse, more stable, and more lucrative. I will tell you, having been in the salon spa industry and then being out of it, when the pandemic hit and I watched salons and spas get shut down, that was eye-opening. I was like, oh my goodness, I can still work from home. Even though people weren't gathering, I could get online and teach, and I still had my paycheck coming in. And I realized I would have been really struggling if I were still only relying on that income. My husband's industry would have been hit really hard too. So that diversity is stability in today's day and world. When I was in cosmetology school, they taught us it's one of the most stable industries you can be in because it flourished even in the Great Depression. Everybody still wants to get their hair done until that pandemic hit, and that was a different game, right? So or maybe you're someone like me who wants work freedom. You don't want to trade time for money anymore, and you would really like to be able to have freedom back with your family or to travel, and you can take your work with you. And I have worked from the beach before, not every day, but I have coffee shops. Like I said, I worked from the passenger seat of our RV for a couple great trips that we did. And so if you're interested in that and you would like an exit plan out of this industry, like I did, this is a great option. So that's all I have for you today, but I just hope it expanded your mind and gave you some ideas. And I hope that you're willing to take the plunge and explore this and invite others to duplicate with you, because that's where the real money is. And it was sure life-changing for me, and I've seen it be so life-changing for others. And I hope this serves you well and gives you some great ideas for what you could do and what possibilities are there for you with doTERRA.